All right, so this is my first video. I just wanted to make a video on my intentions as to what I want to do with, I guess, my life and my goals within this space of YouTube and how I want to branch out on things. One of my main things about using YouTube is I want to be able to be very articulate. I want to be able to show people that there's a world outside of the phone. I want to be able to show that, a lot of mental health comes from insecurities that are brought on by social media, that are brought on by the people around you and who you surround yourself with. I want to be able to show the world that, in order to get things moving in life, it takes action. And I know that's kind of common sense, but it feels like there's points in life where that sense isn't really that common. You seem a little lost more than on the path to where you want to be. But sometimes when you're lost in that path, it just brings you to the crossroads to where it's going to lead you anyway. Some people take a left turn instead of a right, and it takes them a little longer to get on that right path. And that's just what happens. There's a lot to unravel within my mind that I believe that there's a lot of other people in the world that are afraid to talk and are afraid to commit to such. As a man, it shows that you're not really, a man, that you're not manly enough. You have your issues. But when it comes down to it, the way I was raised, you're not a man unless you do show emotion. You need to show your emotion. You need to be able to open up and admit when you need help. Sometimes there's times in life where you really don't know when to ask for help and you're that lost. And that just goes to show that it's unfortunate and that it's hard to unlock that part of your brain that needs to admit that, because in the back of your head, society tells you that you need to be big and suck it up because you're a man and whatever else it is. I just want to be able to promote, allow people to see that if you don't know what your dreams are, you don't know what you really want to do, that life has a way of just figuring itself out. You can go through the motions and one day it clicks. It just takes time. I mean, I've been wanting to do this since I was 12 years old, and I'm 22 now. So it took me about 10 years to just get over the fear of what people think. Even now, like, I'm recovering from a meniscus injury, and I finally am just going to sit myself down and I'm going to chase my dreams, whether they like it or not, whether the people that told me I wasn't going to make it anywhere or not. I was plagued by a curse of this superstardom before I had an experience of a loss in my life. I was told that, I'm going to go far, I'm going to do great things. And ever since I lost that person, those people, it's been hard for me to think that I could be anything. It was hard for me to realize that I had any potential in the world. And it sucks. It really does suck. I've had plenty of my days where I've woken up and I don't want to be a part of the world anymore. I've put on that mask for years and years. And so I just kind of wanted to come on here and put out my intentions of how I want to be as a creator. I want to be able to be a line of thought for those who don't know how to articulate their feelings. I want to be able to show people that there's a world that you can get out to that's not as bad as you think. There's more than just politics. There's people all over that don't care about your political views, that don't care about, your past. Your past is your past. That's the reason it's your past. Your past, your experiences are who create you as a person. So you need to realize that just because there's things that you have messed up or somebody has messed up for you, it doesn't mean that you're nothing less than who you actually are. You have to create that space. For example, last year I was 320 pounds in the beginning of 2025. I am now 185 pounds. That takes intention. That takes steps forward to becoming something that you want to be, whether that's a writer, an author, a YouTuber. Well, a writer, author, same thing, whatever. A YouTuber, if you want to be a doctor, an engineer, anything, do it. Who's stopping you? It's the name of this channel, Yali. Your only limit is you. I had very important people that I've had in my life tell me that. My mom told me that since I was a kid, that I'm my only limit. I can't allow people to take away from me. People are going to try to do that. They're going to tell you you're not good enough. That's unrealistic. You're never going to be able to do that. So what I say to them, is the big bird. I don't know if I have to blur that or not. I don't really care. But, this is a journey for me. I want to be able to create a nonprofit. I want to be able to show people that they can chase their dreams without consequence. They can. I mean, it comes with struggle. Life's suffering. Nobody asked to be born, right? But life comes with that. That's what's beautiful about it, is you struggle, you can find love. And that's what, makes me keep moving forward, because you can find love through creation. You can find love through anything, intention, integrity, anything. Your goals have to be set in order for you to move forward. If you don't set goals and subconsciously take steps to become who you want to be, you're never going to get there. I want to share this with you guys because I wrote a journal down, my goals for 2025. If you can see that. Some of them definitely are not at all, but it was get back on a diet to reach about 250 pounds. And then at call time, I said all time 235 pounds. I'm 185 pounds now. I wanted to get comfortable with being alone. I did that. Find passion in work. I partly did that. I do love what I do for a living now. I would love to make this what I do for a living. That's why I'm coming in with just a video on my intentions on what I want to do with everything. So as I recover from this injury, I'm going to try to make videos just based off of things I hear from online and kind of give my perspective on it and my philosophy on it. I have no degrees. Don't take me as a philosopher. I'm just going through experiences that I've had in my life that I want to be able to articulate and share with you guys, no matter what. Said start to read was one of mine. Provide value to the people around me. Prayer is a very, very big thing. Whether you believe in it or not, being able to submit yourself to a higher power. Again, whether you believe in it or not, I think that's a really big thing for everyone that has gotten to it. I mean, I still struggle with things in my life that I need to pray about, and I continue to do so. And that's just because I grew up around it, and I find a lot of value within that. I've surrounded myself with people that have what I believe in that sense of value towards, I wouldn't say it's man-made religion. I would say it's spirituality, because a lot of the touches on religion to me seem kind of calculated, which I don't like. So my intention is to just say explore life. That's the biggest thing you have to do. You're your only limit. If you want to grow plants for a living, for example, I love agriculture. I mean, we have a big garden in my backyard. I'm going to start an herb garden when I can walk again. Like, I want to be able to just have that, because that also takes patience, which is another big thing of mine that I wanted to be able to show, is patience. Because without patience, then you can't fully understand life in itself if you're not patient with it. Because whether you like it or not, the world has a lot of patience testing in it. So I also wanted to learn to let go. Letting go is a big thing for me, because I've definitely been captured by jealousy in my past. I definitely have a lot of people that I'd love to apologize to, that I would love to reach out to, but at the same time, they're in their own parts of life, and I believe in fate. So when I see them, the people that I believe that I've done something wrong to, I'm going to go up to them and talk to them, and apologize, because that's what they deserve. Especially if I was rude to them, or the people that told me that I wouldn't be anything. There's a lot of them, trust me. But at the end of the day, fuck them. Who cares? You have to create the life that you want. You cannot take advice from people that are not in places that you want to be at. Do not, because it's only going to sink you into a deeper hole that's going to be harder and harder to climb out of. Another one of them was save money. I've done that. I understood that. I wanted to go back to school. I'm very impatient when it comes to school, and I just talked about patience. But for me, I feel like I can learn a lot from a lot of other people and be able to use my words in the way that I speak and want to help others to be able to create a platform for me to make money off of, or monetize, which is what I'd love to do. I'd love to just, help people out and share my messages and my experiences to be able to also hopefully have other people do so and if I save one life out of the billions of people that are on Earth, that's all I could ask for. That's a life goal of mine. You know, and other people, they say, how do you want to be remembered? There's times where I really don't want to be remembered. I want to be able to show like, hey, I was a mess up here for these years, but within this year till my death, I tried my best to help other people change their lives, and I tried my best to be the best version of myself as possible. But we all have our demons, and I'm gonna fight the demons until, again, the day I die, because that's what the world deserves, and that's what other people deserve. People deserve selfless people that are able to sit there and listen and be intentional, because that's seems to be a rarity today. We seem to lack connection through a lot of people. I mean, the world is more divided than ever, and I think the world is so caught up by politics and propaganda again. So my goal is to autonomously, I don't know if that's the right word, but be able to curate a platform for people to speak, for people to share their message, to share their limits, and whether they want to do it anonymously or not, I want to be able to show that there is people that care, and there is a way out of the hole that you're in, because I've done it myself. And I want to be able to spread that message and show people that, again, and I'm going to give a shout out to Kyle Massey. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's a good friend of my older brothers that I have luckily gotten to know within the last couple years. I mean, I grew up with him, but I never really got to know him. But now I see that he's changed his life in a positive way and wants to pursue that journey with other people and be able to show people that there's light in everything. And that honestly brings a tear to my eye. I mean, the way that this kid talks now and the way that he just shows such selflessness to other people, it really pushes me to do what I want to do, which is why I'm sitting here making this video now. I mean, I bought this camera, a month and a half ago, and this is my first video on it, because I'm scared, honestly, about the way people think. But I'm to a point now where it's just I have to do it. And if people don't like it, they don't like it. But I'm not the same person I used to be. And change is a scary thing, but it's a blessing. Change is a very big blessing, because you're gonna suffer. But in that sense of suffering, there's so much joy to come out. There's so much light at the end of the tunnel. And all I can say is if you put your mind to something, just do it. Get after it. You are your only limit. That's it. You're your only limit. The person that you have to please is the person you wake up to and look in the mirror at every day. That's the person you have to please, whether you like it or not. And then the last goal was to, unmask and work on my communication. And that's exactly what I've been doing. I'm very intentional in my speech. I'm very intentional in the way that I carry myself around my friends. For example, I've had one of my friends who just recently started his own journey on becoming a better version of himself and being able to lose weight and be where he wants to be mentally. And I see that. And I see that spark in his eye. And honestly, it makes me very happy, because I've been saying it to him for about 4.5 years now, almost 5 years. And after, being yelled at and called an asshole and all the other stuff because I'm being honest about people, seeing that makes me happy. It makes me proud to be somebody that can say, hey, I called you out because you need to change. I can see your potential. And I really want to be able to bring out people's potential. I want to be able to show people that you can do anything in this world. It's not fun. It's not fair. You're going to struggle. But if you do it, you can do it. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. You have to think about it. You have to see it. You have to have the nuts enough to say it, and it will come true. That's the law of attraction. I mean, you can see it all around you. So yeah, I wanted to come on here and share that with my intentions. I'm going to make another video, so there's probably going to be 3 or 4 videos of me in the same shirt, just kind of talking about, topics that I've stumbled upon that I think need to be talked about. And, if there's any other topics that you'd like to hear about, let me know. I'm going to probably post this within the next day or 2, so we'll see. I will have an Instagram and I think a TikTok, maybe. I'm not really sure. I'm not the biggest fan of TikTok, but I will have an Instagram. I'll link everything down in the description. If you like what you hear, obviously like and subscribe, all the basic YouTube BS. But thank you for sitting along with me and being able to allow me to share my intentions with you. And I look forward to talking to you all. And yeah, again, I'm just going to be going on a bunch of adventures and showing you that there's so much more to life than being in your hometown and being able to sit down and reminisce or thinking about your past or going to college and all the other stuff. Again, if you want to go to college and you want to do that thing, that's you. I've went 3 times. I've dropped out 3 times. It really isn't for me. And I believe that, life's going to throw curveballs at you. So here's one that I'm going to throw at it. So yeah, thank you for sitting around and listening to me. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.